tea so hot that another one of Diddy's personal assistants had to ask for immunity before he could testify. Woo. Hi, I'm Melba Pearson, and this is another Daily Diddy, bringing you daily Diddy updates for his trial every day until we have a verdict. So I am on the run today, but I could not let a day go by without giving y'all some tea on the Diddy trial. So first off, the day started with Department of Homeland Security agent Gerard Gannon, who continued to testify in terms of what they found in the raid. They ended up finding a ton of drugs that belonged to Diddy. How did they know? Because it was literally in a box that said Puffy. So high. It was his. So they found cocaine, a number of other types of drugs, as well as a number of firearms. Now, he admitted on cross-examination that even though the serial numbers were filed off, there's other ways to find out who it is. The main witness of the day was Dawn Hughes. Now, she is a forensic psychologist, and she talked about the impacts of being in a domestic violence relationship and the types of psychological effects that has. So it includes people feeling powerless, feeling that they can't leave. The financial dependence is huge, which makes them think, listen, if I don't have any money, I'm going to have to stay because I can't survive any other way. They also talked about like the trauma bonding and also the gaslighting that usually happens within a relationship that plays so much on your self-esteem that you literally can't see a way out. Now, Dawn Hughes, you may be familiar with her because she testified in the R. Kelly case as well as in the Deb V. Heard case. She is one of the huge experts on domestic violence. So she gave critical angles for the jury to understand what goes on behind the scenes in a domestic violence relationship and in a survivor's. So the main event today was George Kaplan, who was a former personal assistant for Diddy. Now, of course, he had to get immunity before he could testify. Why? We're all waiting to find out. So he did testify that Diddy was a horribly demanding boss, that he always threatened the employees, that every day you're being threatened with being fired. And also he had very specific needs. So he had to travel with a ton of drugs, including MDMA, cocaine, and others. And this poor dude, anytime he had to unpack Diddy's toiletries, he had to make sure they were all facing forward. Took him like 30 minutes to do that, completely random. So that was kind of weird and interesting. But also, probably one of the reasons why he wanted immunity is because he ended up talking about how he accepted a shipment of MDMA, ecstasy, for Diddy. So obviously, hello, you're accepting drugs, that's criminal activity, so he wanted immunity to be able to talk about that, and he did. So one person we didn't hear from today was Kid Cudi. We expected to have him testify today. He did not. His testimony was delayed, but apparently he's going to get on the stand tomorrow. So the lineup is going to be George Kaplan, the personal assistant, is going to be back on the stand first thing in the morning, and then we will hear from Kid Cudi, who's obviously going to talk about his relationship with Cassie, the whole exploding car incident, and all of that, as well as the threats that Diddy made against him. So that was a quick and dirty Daily Diddy, but I will be back tomorrow with a more prolonged version that you're used to. But thanks for tuning in, take good care, and see you tomorrow. Bye.